Yeah, here's my 1996 BMW 735. It's a bit dogged. It's a bit old school. She's done high mileage. She's got the odd error. That's my remote key battery. Tells you all kinds of diagnostic bullcrap, but I suppose it's trying to keep you safe, I suppose. Does suffer from the BMW pixelation problems. You can't see it there. The numbers are a bit dotted. Since I've had the car, I've had to do the air conditioning on it. Obviously put tax on it, but it's pretty cool though. It's it's just a weekend machine, just something to play around with. It's got a little thing there. I think the coins. Yeah, just fussy shit which you find in executive cars. Place your glasses. It's my shades, my aviator glaze. Yeah, I don't know. It's to try and look cool when driving the car, as a lot of people in BMWs do. But no, I bought it as a cheap run around really for the weekends. Well, I wouldn't say cheap, but that gauge there cost me a fortune. Not the gauge itself, but making that needle go from there to about there costs a lot of money. And clearing any sort of errors that come on here, they cost money. Because it gives you all kinds of other diagnostic rubbish down here about your MPG, like that's my average 15.3, so not particularly good. But yeah, it's plenty to admire on it. It's got switches and gadgets and gizmos and sunroof. I don't know what that leak's from, but I think that's from a leak. Yeah, it's got stereo and things, and really whatever you want to make it, really. It's plenty of room. Leather. I actually haven't worked out all the features of it yet, because I've only recently bought the car, but I know it's got 4 wheels, a seat, an engine, and it's got quite a cool little gearbox in it. You've got up and down Tiptronic, because obviously when you go over to that side you've got sport mode, then you can go up and down the gears as you so please if you feel the real sort of need for speed. But yeah, it's a car. And I intend to keep it for like at least a year, but really I said, with the UK fuel prices, I said the real downside to the car, like I said, is that gauge, which is the most expensive part of the car, is making that gauge move from the left to the right. Thanks to the government, that's why it's at that level. Well, it's at that level because I don't want to skip to economy class and have something of economy rather than something that guzzles fuel. But there we are. But yeah, I'll start it up and I'll kind of show you the workings of it. Really, there isn't really much to it. It's a pretty standard car, really. But anyway, both the catalyzers on the car are absolutely dogged, absolutely gone, due to old age. As you can hear, like the noise. That happened recently, about 2 weeks after I had the car. Can you hear that? It's alright when it warms up, but it's a bit noisy when... yeah, that noise. Apart from that, the engine's good. Apart from the noise, she's pretty good. It hasn't given me kind of any diagnostic on that, but it is annoying when it's cold. You know, when that gets to about halfway, not so bad. It's just, you know, it's such a shame really, but you know, considering this car is 1996, basically, she's all right now, see. But yeah, consider it's 1996, and she's done what 164, 336. So she's done fair mileage. It's not too bad. I'll just show you the engine now. Obviously the exterior's had a few knocks and everything. Yeah, engine hasn't had a clean yet. She's a 3.498cc engine, well 3.5 then, V8. It's the M62 engine, it's the later V8s they made. But she runs good though. She's had a full service, but it still could benefit from cleaning. But I've been told that if you start cleaning the engine bays, you can invite rust to have its little playtime under the bonnet. So I've been told that keeping an engine sort of mildly dirty can prevent any sort of rust. It's like having like a plaque, like a layer of protection on your engine, just having this sort of grime and dirt on it. So I've been told. Yeah, I haven't done any sort of modifications to it. I haven't really bothered. It hasn't appealed to me as such yet. No, she's just a nice car, really. You know, generally, if you know what I mean. You know, put aside all this sort of the niggles and squeaks and bits and bobs. You know what I mean. The age-related stuff. It's quite a nice place to be. You know, I've taken a few nice runs in it. Apart from the exhaust issue, she's good to rock and roll. You know what I mean. And you know what I mean. As long as you know, it's one of those cars you, if you be half sensible with it, you said you won't end up with figures like that. You know what I mean? Because that's the sort of figure you don't want to see on your car's computer. You know, is figures like that. You know, that's quite a very drastic figure to see on a car, really. But apart from that, you know what I mean. It's just a car, you know, that does what a car should do. And one thing I do like about this car, compared to other BMWs I've owned, is that other ones I've owned have had climate control with the digital climate control system, where you push a button and you select the required temperature via numbers like 20.2 and 5 or whatever like that. The last one did have it. I prefer things like that, right? You just turn a wheel and it does exactly what a fan should do. I know it looks boring, I know it doesn't look sophisticated, but be honest, having a fan system with wheels that you can just grab, turn, select the required temperature, and you can get on with driving instead of having to push bloody buttons all the time drives a man insane. And yeah, that's one feature of the car I do like, is the fact that having simple rotary controls in a vehicle over the digital, you know, if you want to be sophisticated with all your sophisticated bloody technology and have your digital climate control push button stuff, you can carry on. But when it comes to driving a vehicle and you haven't got to be looking down and looking at numbers and thinking, oh, what number is it on, and you're taking your eyes off the road, with this you know that that's cold, that's hot, and that's in the middle. And you know what I mean, anything else around it then is at your own preference, and I like that. I know it sounds sad, but that is how I like a fan system to be in a car. The radio is a bloody big complicated mess, but you will understand it, and a lot of the time I just use the tone controls there, and I've got my iPod plugged in via one of these epoxy little adapter things for a minute, and I just plug that in and I tune it into so that's obviously tuned into the little box, and voila, I have sound. But yeah, apart from that, sorry, that's my friend's Shogun there. It's just the trusty off-road machine that we take across the lands. Here we have plenty of fields and acreage, and that goes across the lands with us. Unfortunately this car won't, otherwise it'd be up to his axle in mud. But yeah, I'm in this sort of stage where I shouldn't be in a car like this. You know, I should be in a little, VW Golf or something, you know what I mean? But I'm having a bit of a moment of madness, and I thought I'd buy myself a V8 for the first time. And apart from the fuel usage, I do like it. You know, compared to the predecessor, I had a 520 previously to this car. Very fine automobile, or car. Sorry, we're in UK at the minute. Sorry. Previously to this car, I had a 520i. The only thing I did find with the car, it was a bit lacking in the sort of grunt that I was after in a vehicle. But this doesn't have any sort of problems. I come to a hill, and again, automatic box does make a difference when you're travelling around the place where you go up and down hills. You're not constantly having to stir a box all the time to go up a hill, because with a manual, you're first, second, third, etc. With this, I can just put it into drive or into sport, whatever mode. Well, I don't go back in reverse. I don't drive around in reverse, but I can put it into a selected gear that I want, and then go off and go for a drive. You know what I mean? I will do another video of. I need to get a sort of a thing to mount the phone onto. I've been a bit cheapskate lately and haven't bothered anything. I haven't bothered to buy a proper holder to put my phone onto. But I don't travel all that much in the car anyway. I travel mostly with the phone in work anyway, in a work vehicle, so I don't need it in the car. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and I hope you enjoy.